The North Tower, a Novaculata story by Guy Wainick.
The road north narrowed to a single ribbon of stone long before the soldier saw the tower. It stood where the land forgot how to be kind, on a ridge of gray rock, overlooking a stretch of broken hills that sloped toward the unseen border of the southern kingdom. No farms, no villages, only wind and the long patience of watchfulness. They left him there at dusk. The captain broke the wax on the king's order and read it aloud as if the stones themselves must hear it. Hold the tower, watch the south, do not abandon your post unless the enemy is confirmed. Your duty is the kingdom's shield. No mention of relief, no mention of how long. The soldier saluted. The captain nodded once. Then the horses turned, and the sound of them faded until there was only wind. That night, by lantern light, he opened the journal issued with his post and began to write. Entry 1. Arrival. Early spring. The tower rises from the stone like a broken tooth. No banners, no warmth, just wind and old mortar. I was relieved to see it at first. A place means purpose. Purpose means the days pass quicker. The captain read the king's seal aloud before leaving. Hold the tower, watch the south. Do not abandon your post unless the enemy is confirmed. He did not look at me when he said the last part. I thought of home as they rode off, of the way the fields smell just after rain, of my wife's hands when she knots my cloak ties too tight. I am here now. I will do what I was sent to do. The first weeks passed in routine. He inventoried supplies, dried meat, hard bread, a small barrel of grain, and a ration of salted roots. Enough, perhaps, for a season, if he was careful. Water came from a narrow cistern that gathered runoff when it rained. There was also a small locked chest in the tower's upper chamber. Inside, a sealed scroll, etched with faint runes, and a note in a different hand. For signaling only, use when certainty is upon you. He did not touch it again. Each morning he climbed the tower's top and watched the south. Each evening he did the same. Between, he mended what little needed mending, sharpened his blade, and listened. Always, he listened. Entry 2. The quiet. Mid-spring. Nothing moves in the south but clouds and birds. I listen anyway. I listen until the wind begins to sound like voices, and I have to remind myself it is only wind. I find myself wondering who first decided peasants should die for borders. Did he wear a crown, or did he carry a quill? Still, I swore an oath. A man without an oath is already dead, or so my father said. The tower stands. So do I. Rain came, and with it a kind of life. Green pushed through cracks in the rock. Birds nested in the tower's broken edges. Once, a fox lingered at the base, watching him as he watched the horizon, as if they were two creatures bound to the same strange duty. He began to speak aloud, at first to pass the time, later because silence pressed too heavily against the mind. He spoke to his wife as if she stood beside him, to his son who would be learning to hold a wooden sword by now, to himself when thoughts turned too sharp. Entry 3. Smoke. Late spring. Smoke on the horizon tonight. too far to tell if it was a hearth fire or something worse. If I leave and I am wrong, I hang. If I stay and I am wrong, others die. It is a strange thing realizing the king has placed his faith in one tired man and a pile of stones. I ate less tonight. Rations must stretch. My hands shook as I counted them. I dreamed of my son, asking why I didn't come home. I had no answer for him. Summer arrived without ceremony. The rain stopped. The land dried, and the wind carried heat instead of chill, but it did not soften. His food diminished steadily. He cut portions, then cut them again. Days blurred. He marked time with scratches in the wall until he lost count and stopped. The smoke did not return. Entry 4. The Play. Early summer. I think I understand now. Life is a play. Not a good one, not a fair one, but a play all the same. Some are kings, some are farmers. Some stand alone in towers, waiting for enemies that may never come. We don't choose the role, we choose how well we perform it. If I abandon this tower, I fail my part. If I die here, then at least I die honest. That will have to be enough. By midsummer, the heat gave way to storms that rolled across the hills like distant war. Thunder became his companion. Lightning split the sky in jagged lines that made the world seem briefly, violently alive. Once, during a storm, he thought he saw movement, shapes shifting in the rain far to the south. He watched until his eyes burned. Nothing came. Entry 5. Hunger. Late summer. I am so hungry I can taste metal. I speak aloud now. It helps. I answer myself too, which worries me. I thought I heard footsteps below the tower last night. Drew my blade and waited until my legs burned. Nothing came. If relief does not come soon, there will be no strength left in me to greet it. Still, I watch. Autumn crept in quietly. The green faded. The wind sharpened again. Nights grew long and cold. He wrapped himself in every scrap of cloth he had. He burned what little wood remained sparingly, then not at all. Dreams came more often now. Sometimes his wife stood in the doorway of the tower, calling him down to supper. Sometimes his son laughed from the base of the stairs. Once he followed the sound, halfway down before waking fully, heart pounding. He began to doubt the edges of things. Entry 6. The Visitor. Mid-autumn. He came at dawn. Southern colors, but no banner. Just a man trying to be quiet. We fought like animals. No skill, no honor. Just fear and blood and slipping stone. I killed him, or he killed himself on my blade. I'm not certain which it was. I vomited afterwards, not from the wound in my side, but from the knowledge that I was right. They are coming. The body lay where it fell until he forced himself to move it. The scout had little on him, no orders, no insignia beyond a faded scrap of color, but his presence was enough. The soldier climbed the tower that evening with renewed purpose, though his limbs trembled from more than hunger now. He watched, and this time the horizon answered. Entry 7. The Army. Late autumn. They fill the horizon, fires like fallen stars, lines upon lines of men, too many to count. My hands shake so badly I nearly dropped the scroll. One pull of the rune, and the sky tore itself open with light.
The sound rolled north like thunder. I may have broken my orders now, I'm not sure, but I have done my duty. If these are my last words, let them be known I did not run when it mattered. The light burned across the sky, unnatural and undeniable. He watched it fade, then turned from the tower for the first time since he had arrived. Each step down felt like betrayal. Each step away felt like truth. He carried nothing but his blade and the journal. The journey north was not measured in distance, but in will. He walked until his legs failed, crawled when he could no longer stand, slept in fits under open sky, waking in terror that he had already died and simply not realized it. Days passed, or hours, he no longer knew. At last, the walls of the northern kingdom rose before him like something imagined. He reached them on hands and knees. Entry 8. The approach. At the gates, early winter. I can see the walls. I do not think I will reach them on my feet. If someone finds this journal and I am dead, tell my wife I played my part as best I could. Tell my children their father stood his ground. The play goes on.